The Armenian community in Jerusalem is now and has been under threat from encroaching Israeli settlers. So anyone under the impression that the only people who are being terrorized, the only people having their land and homes stolen from them by Israeli settlers are Palestinians or Palestinian Muslims, you'd be mistaken. This project is about essentially cleansing the area of everyone that isn't, part of the Israeli in-group, right? So Armenians have lived in the old city neighborhood of Jerusalem for more than 1,500 years, but now they are facing possible displacement. So the issue centers around a culturally significant area known as Cow's Garden, which covers about 25% of the Armenian quarter in Jerusalem. And for centuries, this land has been under the ownership of the Armenian Patriarchate of Jerusalem. Okay, so then a secretive land deal was signed that would turn Cow's Garden into something even more sacred, a luxury hotel. So in July of 2021, 3 members of the Armenian Patriarchate secretly leased the plot to the Israeli real estate company Zana Gardens Limited for 98 years in exchange of $2 million with annual remunerations of around $300,000. The company had plans to build a 7-star hotel on the plot. Now, as you can imagine, there was quite a bit of backlash that resulted from this secretive deal. And so the Patriarchate member claimed that he was duped and tried to cancel the deal, and Armenians in the community began a legal challenge in Israeli courts. But if the deal is successfully pushed through, the Armenian quarter would be at risk of just fully disappearing. So here's more from a 2024 BBC report.
Members of the 2,000-strong Armenian community have been guarding this plot around the clock. They faced bulldozers and attacks by armed thugs since they pressured their church leader to go back on a land deal. He'd secretly signed it with a Jewish Israeli developer.
This may look like a car park, but it's incredibly valuable real estate in a place of huge religious significance. And it's now at the heart of a closely fought battle.
Armenians have been in the holy city since the 4th century. Activists point out that the murky lease agreement could now mean losing homes and a seminary, a quarter of Armenian property here.
Everything was put in danger with this deal.
But settler groups are committed to taking over more and more of the land here. It's alleged they have links to the Armenian takeover.
So that legal battle is ongoing. And, the claim that, I was tricked into signing the land deal, I don't trust the Israeli courts, to be honest with you. So I don't have much faith that it's going to play out fairly. But I don't know what the truth is. I don't know whether or not there was a secretive agreement and this individual knew exactly what he was doing, or if he was in fact tricked, it's going to have to play out through the courts. But in the meanwhile, and you'll find videos of this all over the internet, Armenians in Jerusalem continue to face persecution, much like Palestinians have been facing. So an Israeli organization called the Religious Freedom Data Center documents anti-Christian attacks. So it's an Israeli organization. I just want to emphasize that because there are lots of Israeli organizations that are doing good things. And this is one example. Their latest report recorded 31 anti-Christian hate crimes across the occupied territories between July and September of this year, of 2025. The Armenian quarter was the most frequently targeted site. 6 of those 31 attacks were carried out against Armenian Christians. And those attacks included things like spitting, verbal abuse, online incitement, vandalism of signage or defacement, and also trespassing. And according to a 2024 Associated Press report, the Rossing Center, which tracks anti-Christian attacks in the Holy Land, documented about 20 attacks on Armenian observers. Armenian private property, and church properties in 2023, many involving ultra-nationalist Jewish settlers spitting at Armenian clergy or graffiti reading "Death to Christians" scrawled on the quarter's walls. And this June, a group of Israelis allegedly attacked the Armenian monastery and other Christian holy sites during a raid that took place on the Armenian quarter. So anyone who's not part of the Israelis in-group, they are vulnerable to this type of attack. It doesn't matter if they're Muslims or if they're Christians. And I think it's important for people to know that, because I think the Israeli propaganda has worked out stupendously in the United States as it pertains to demonizing all Muslims as dangerous. And it's really sad that that has happened. But while they use the excuse of, oh, dangerous Muslims to provide cover for the violence that they carry out, well, what's their argument when it comes to Christians? And when is the propaganda campaign about violent, dangerous Christians going to start? Because I guarantee you, they will resort to that. So this is really just about stealing property and land. That's it. At the end of the day, that's what this is. And you have to call it like you see it. And if you engage in like tribal thinking and you only think your group matters, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're whatever, right? No, when you provide cover for injustice that's carried out against one group, it will come back to haunt you. I guarantee it.